Well, it is 6 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Do you
You
know
know
your
what
children
that
are?
means.
Oh.
Can I ever like just get my moment?
No, no,
Is
no, it
that
wasn't.
possible
I was
on
adding a
this
little New York
podcast?
flavor to it.
No one wants that. New York is like
Believe
the
me.
most hated state in the
Believe me,
country.
no one wants that.
Yo, my dumb ass was like, yo, New York's a city. What are you talking about? And then I remembered that it's
Yeah,
more than just that.
exactly.
So.
Yeah, Florida now probably. I would say, since COVID. Yeah, that's probably true.
A little bit before that.
No, yeah, I have mixed feelings. Anyway, we're not here to talk about which states we hate. We're here to talk about comics we love. That's right. We are live with Pals Pulls. Hopefully, you guys are having a good afternoon, morning, night, whatever it is, whenever you're listening to this. We're here to have a great time talking about 4 of the biggest books coming out this week in the industry. We have X Lives of Wolverine, number 2, Sabretooth, number 1. Got that sweet variant cover.
Ooh, okay. Who's
That
that
is
by?
pretty good.
This one's Ryan Brown. Yeah, Ryan Brown.
Don't
Love
know.
That's
it.
Ryan Brown?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Unless there's no, I was thinking of someone else's. Maybe there's more than one Ryan Brown. Seems like a normal.
Got Reckoning War. I went with the main cover for this. I didn't think the variant was too sexy. And then we have Spawn, number something, because I don't even know.
That's the good cover.
326. Yeah, this is the good cover. Thank you for
is.
noticing. The gang's all here. We're going to be talking comics for the next hour and change with you guys. Before we dive into all that, a couple of quick housekeeping things. Make sure that you guys are dropping those follows. If you're watching live on Twitch right now or at any other point in time, hit that follow button. If you're on podcast hosting services, follow the channel, leave us comments, whatever you want to do. Hit that subscribe button on youtube.com/thecomicspals. Like the video, share it with your friends. All that stuff's free to do, and it helps us out a lot more than it costs you. If you are live on Twitch with us right now, hit that sub button. You want to gift a sub? Great. I'm sure there's someone in the chat who needs one. Or if you're still not subbed, please do sub. We appreciate that very, very much.
And if you have Amazon Prime already, just link it, and it's no extra cost to you. So
yeah, it's free.
Don't forget in the chat to let us know if you can hear Tyler's hurricane nostrils.
I think I fixed it, guys.
We think we fixed it, but I mean, in this era of climate change, you've got to, you've got to be prepared.
Always. Board up those windows.
That is rough. Well, let's dive right in. By the way, guys, we are full spoilers always when we're talking comics here on this podcast. Tyler, why don't you put that full spoiler image up for the guys?
This little thing. Yeah, there we go. Spoiler alert.
There you
There
go.
I
it
thought
is.
that was me talking when you just made that noise. I was like, wait, what? That freaked me out for a second.
All right, so yeah, go ahead and share that link out. If you're listening now, it'd be great if you could also share the link out for your friends and family and stuff like that. Let the people you love know that you love us too. Let's get started with X Lives of Wolverine number 2. Benjamin Percy, who actually hosted a meet and greet signing at New York Comic Con today, Wednesday.
New York Comic Con, wow.
Or I'm New York Comic Con, sorry. Midtown Comics. I don't drink coffee and I'm very tired. So Benjamin Percy was at Midtown Comics today. Hopefully those New Yorkers listening got to get your copy signed. Joshua Cassara did the art here. Frank Martin on colors. Corey Pettit did the letters and production. Tom Muller, of course, the designer of the X books. I don't know what's happening in this comic book, I don't think. I feel lost.
I'm with you.
I don't mind it though, because I like these random glimpses into past deeds. It's interesting, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm following this along, and I'm like, I'm just here for the ride. I don't need this to make sense to me at the moment, but outside of it, looks like he needs to protect Charles from Omega Red, who's bouncing around in time. But outside of that, I don't think I need more.
Yeah, when I read that blurb in the on the title page, I went, "Oh, okay, cool. I'm up to speed."
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm digging Omega Red. Omega Red is amazing, super cool. Love what a big part of this he is, and the sort of like machinations that are happening behind the scenes with Russia and all that good stuff. Mikhail, we know the Colossus angle of it, even though he's not actually present here. All that stuff is cool, but like now the implication is that Wolverine is in his actual past, actually doing things that could have ramifications. And also, this issue tells me that he really was present at the birth of Charles Xavier.
Yeah, the weird thing is it seems all this seems to be happening in Wolverine's memory, but at at the same time, like it's the world inside his memory. So in his memory, he's protecting Xavier, but again, it's all in his memory. So it's not real, but
See,
there's time involved.
I thought that they were accessing his memory, right? In those previous, because he's lived a long life, right? So he is in those moments where they have identified that Xavier is under threat. They are activating him and like bringing his consciousness to the past, to that moment, to go and defend. I thought it was like not necessarily it's happening in his mind. It's happening, but they're using the previous Wolverines to go and do these things. Or not the previous ones, but him just accessing that part, that time where he was in proximity.
Yeah, we get that, but the point is that he's actually in his actual past. You know, like he's
Yeah.
really in his past, and that's not what I thought was happening in the last issue. So maybe I was off. I didn't think that they were trying to say that he literally was there when Xavier was born.
I'm still confused as to if that's actually what they're saying too.
Yeah.
Like we only get that in the blurb that he's reliving his past or he's in his past. Like I don't know what that means really. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Well,
and
why
it,
would
and it's,
go ahead?
but it's like the fact that it's a little obtuse for 75% of the book as to what actually is happening is kind of taking me out of it. There are the parts where it's like quote unquote present day, where like Omega Red in the bathhouse and stuff, which is a sentence I thought I would never say. But like that's interesting because like I don't know, like it's that dumb, you know, it matters part of it. You know, like I'm sure this Xavier stuff, Wolverine will matter too once we know what the fuck's going on. But I don't know what's going on. So
that's the issue that I'm having. Is that I don't know if this matters. It's hard to say right now. I feel like X Deaths is a lot more clear cut, whereas this book just isn't quite making sense. But what I was going to say was, if this isn't really happening, then why would Jean tell Wolverine, hey, I can't keep reminding you that you can't alter the past. If you do that, it will have ramifications.
Right. Like not you can't alter the past to a certain degree. And that was the other indication for me that they are actually in the past doing these things, not just like a construct or something.
Yeah. I really don't know. But I will say I'm enjoying a lot of it. Visually, I'm loving it. I think the book looks great. Joshua Cassara is doing really good work. I love the presence that Omega Red has. Like his tentacles are just all over the place, and they're super like long and like scary. The
They
scene,
they look like the face hugger like hands.
yeah, kind of, yeah. They feel like they're alive, which I never thought about when it comes to Omega Red before. But the scene where Wolverine is in bed with Itsu.
Was that her? Is that always been her name?
I don't know. He's had several,
Japanese wives.
Dakin's wife, Dakin's mom. So maybe I just don't know that character's name.
But like, I won't show it because it does, I guess, feature some amount of nudity. But like, when the tentacles are coming out of her wrists and like just, oh my god, that's crazy.
I thought
How
it was
do you feel
weird
about that, Sean.
I mean, listen, that's horrifying, but you know, there are some things I'm willing to trade. I'll say that. You know what I mean?
For tentacles.
Not for tentacles, for love.
Oh,
You know, love and tentacles, the Matt Murphy story.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the art's great. I just need a little bit more concrete storytelling on Percy's part. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, it's a little. I mean, I feel like it's one of those stories where it's like, we'll find out what's happening at the end.
Well, and even still, like, this is issue 2. I think we're still sort of getting our feet on the ground for what this is doing for Wolverine. You know, this moment where he's present with Itsu, you know, is I think it's supposed to be his struggle with what he's doing. So I bet we get something in the next X Live.
I really hope so.
with her specifically?
No, just with Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Or with what the hell is going on, in the first place.
Sure.
The scene where Wolverine is like fighting against his Weapon X brothers or whatever, or is that called Weapon Plus? I don't know, whatever it's called. That group, I really like that scene. I thought that was a great scene. For Logan to say that that's the part of his life that he hates the most, or when he hates himself the most, never would have thought of that. I wouldn't have had a concrete answer necessarily. Maybe when he was like mind controlled and enemy of the state or something like that. But for this to be the answer, I like that we got to see this and that he tries to change the past. But again, you can't do that, right? So there has to be the rug has to get pulled out from under him somehow. And I'm still hooked. I'm in for the ride. I'm not saying the book's bad or anything, but I agree with what Tyler said in that I find that I'm thinking too much about the reality of a given scene and what the boundaries are here. And I won't be able to be strung along on that for too much longer.
There was a really good, like, maybe 4-issue arc on in Wolverine, the book proper, where it talks about Maverick and how he's trying to like get him out of the life of being an assassin and like paid for hire. It's pretty compelling. So it was cool to see this and like the extension, because at the end he's like, he shoots him and he's basically just like get out now while you can, because down the line in the future he comes back trying to save his buddy basically.
Yeah. I would say pull it.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah, pull it.
It's still good, I think.
I don't know yet. I don't know if I can say pull it.
Ooh, well, what are you gonna say? You gotta say something.
If you pulled one, yes. If you didn't, there's no reason pulling this.
Oh, okay.
So pull it with a caveat, I guess.
There's no reason to not pull it.
No, there's no reason to pull it if you didn't pull number 1. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I would say even if you were a little lukewarm on one, I think it's still a decent issue. Like I'd still pick it up. But if you just like see this on the stands, unless you want to buy this cover of a nice short king mounting a bear, feel free. But it's in the book too. That's content there. It's skinny, scrawny, short, 5 foot tall Wolverine fighting a polar bear. So maybe that's a selling point. You know what? Pull it
For that alone.
Yeah.
That scene I just hated. Maybe it's because I don't like to see animals harmed, but like, I really
It's just a polar bear. Who cares?
What the hell's wrong with you?
They're corporate shills, man.
Seriously,
What?
Coca-Cola? Come on.
No. One thing we're not gonna do on this podcast is talk about harming animals.
Oh, they're gonna say
Specific ones, I'm saying. That Coca-Cola bear?
No, none.
Yeah, take 'em out.
Chill.
None.
Capitalist fool is what he is.
Yep.
I would
slander,
sooner.
Tyler. Slander.
I would sooner take you out.
No, where are we going, Sean? All right. Yeah, so let's see. Sean, would you like me to flip the slide?
Yeah. Let's move on. By the way, listeners, let us know if you're reading any of these books that we're talking about this week, what your thoughts about them are, and are you going to continue to pull them? Just let us know everything your thoughts are about these books. Um, let's talk about Sabretooth. Sabretooth #1.
Oh yeah, we will.
Very, very hotly anticipated, at least on my end. I've been looking forward to this book a lot. Victor Laval, his first turn at Marvel, I believe, certainly with the X-Men. Leonard Kirk on art. Rain Barreto on colors. Corey Pettit did the letters, and Tom Miller, of course, did the designs. Did this live up to the hype? That's my question. Did this live up to the hype? Did you need this? A Sabretooth book in 2022. Did you need it?
I will say I'm a big Sabretooth mark. So I needed it. I love me some Victor Creed. Anytime he shows up in a Wolverine book, it's like an event. It's like, oh shit, Sabretooth's back. You know, I remember even enjoying him in, what was it, like Bendis's Avengers run when he was in the quote unquote founding Avengers with like Dominic Fortune and Kraven the Hunter. Like I'm fine with a good Sabretooth story. But
or a bad one, apparently.
Yeah. I didn't expect to read a Sabretooth as the leader of Krakoa and Hell story, which is kind of what we got here. But I'm down for this a lot. I liked how thoughtful he was in this, which you don't really get a lot in a Sabretooth book.
I was going to say I liked how he attacked a bear.
Yeah, okay. Another Krakoans and bears, man.
What is all this violence against animals this week? It's unbelievable.
Yeah, this is a cool book. I didn't know what this was gonna be, and I don't necessarily feel like I need a Sabretooth book, but this was fun. I'm glad I got it. The action sequences were really cool, especially with Nightcrawler. My dude just like sticks his hand and like was waiting for him to get close. I thought that was pretty cool. It has that sort of hunter mentality from him, which I think gets captured pretty well. You have to think about the way that you approach situations, the way you approach people, and in this case I think that was done pretty well. And the whole like he's in his mind but not really was a bit confusing, or at least he's like in the consciousness, I'm assuming, of Krakoa, and so he's able to only do so much within the world. I wasn't sure how that, like towards the end, it kind of lost me because I wasn't sure how he started to like delve deeper with his mind. So that was just one part where I felt a little bit of a disconnect in like the three versions of him, the feral counselor or whatever. It was all right, but everything leading up to it was cool.
Well, I think all that was supposed to be in his own mind still.
Yeah.
I can see some confusion. I don't know what it is with the X books this week. Just animal violence and, confusing. Like, is this really happening? Is it not?
Mindscapes.
Yeah. But one thing I wanted to point out as a negative, actually, is I didn't really feel like Victor Laval had a good handle on Sabretooth's voice, especially not in the info dump pages.
Yeah,
I thought those did not need to be here. Sabretooth is never, at least not to my knowledge, presented as a thoughtful character. Certainly not a well-spoken or a well-written character, not a verbose character. And I think Victor Laval let a little too much of himself get into those pages. I just don't think Sabretooth has like interesting things to say about prisons and stuff like that,
I thought that was in the text, that since he just is in his own mind now, he gets to get past the whole savage part of himself. He already gets to do all the savage shit. He kills everyone he ever wanted to. So he's perpetually in his own mind. So then he becomes more contemplative and like prison. You know what I mean? Like
he gets to go kill his next enemy, knowledge.
I'm with that. Actually, my only problem with it is that where the book starts, he's not at that place, and so it's jarring as hell that we're seeing him do and behave a certain way and have certain thoughts, but then those pages just don't reflect that.
I guess my argument might be that those pages are from him looking back.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That I totally get, but it's just like, again, it's just really jarring. Like,
yeah.
Whoa, what enlightenment did Sabretooth hit on that he's at this place? And also, how long did it take for Sabretooth to get to that place of enlightenment? Because Krakoa probably hasn't been around for that long, to the point where you would radically change. So what type of timeline are we looking at?
Can I say that not every X book needs to have a damn info dump page?
Mm-hmm.
There are some people who can do it. I think it helps when you have maps and actual intel. Like if Sage is in your book, makes sense. I like in my head, like I thought like this book didn't need it at all. In my head, I'm like, what is Sabretooth doing? Writing on a typewriter inside the Krakoa? Like, it's, although the info dump did reveal that Sabretooth was also on the Krakoa train, thinking like, is Krakoa in the butt? He asked that.
That's not the same thing as what you're referring to.
Well, Bussy, Krakoa, it's
oh my god.
I mean,
you get the clip this week. Enjoy.
What is a tree's butthole but the Krakoa?
I think it was Daniel Bryan who said something like if he's eating sap, it's tree semen that he's eating. So Bryan Danielson, American Dragon, great wrestler, and also strange vegan.
That brings a different thought process to the phrase tree hugger.
Yep, tree chugger at that point.
Oh,
hey-o.
Yep, you clip that. Go right ahead. Wow.
But I like. I gotta say though, that main cover is so damn good. Sabretooth's costume is one of my favorites. And there's a little bit here that I really liked, where Sabretooth goes in the past and kills Iron Fist.
Yeah.
It's like a callback that I feel like never gets addressed. That his first appearance is in an Iron Fist book. He was originally an Iron Fist character.
Oh, that's
that
cool.
is pretty cool, yeah.
So I'm interested. Do you guys know who any of these characters that we get at the end are?
Oh.
Let me look at them one more time because I was a little lost on that.
I know 3 of them.
Well, Madison Jeffries was, wasn't he like trying to attack? Who was it, Gorgon or something?
No, that
was. Oh yeah, you're thinking of the guy who's like obsessed with Magneto.
Oh yes.
I forgot. I can't remember his name right.
Madison Jeffries.
Cortez.
Yeah.
Madison Jeffries used to be a guy named Box. I know we got Krakoa and we get Box in this, so it's a very Yonic issue that we have. But I think he's like a technopath, and I know Oya is one of one of the Wolverine the X-Men characters. She was big during Jason Aaron's run.
Yeah, I don't know any of these dudes.
I think the other one, Melter, was in the the Dark Reign era, and it was like the Young Masters. It was like the opposite of the Young Avengers.
I don't know who they are. I don't know why they're there. But whatever. That part of the story, I'm just gonna allow to unfold, I guess. But yeah, I can't say pull this.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't get to answer your initial question.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I didn't need this. I think this is one of those cases where it's like, when you see the actual mystery unfold, it gets kind of uninteresting. Yeah, Sabretooth's a shitty dude. Of course he's gonna make himself the king of hell. Yeah, that makes total sense. I'd be a lot more interested to see how he was coming out of it. down the road, or even if, his escape attempt was him coming out of this.
Yeah, that would have felt a little more like a Sabretooth adventure. He's on the run and he's, trying not to get caught, and at all he will do what is necessary to prevent himself from getting caught again. And we see a glimpse of what that would have looked like. He rips off Cyclops' eyes. And
Yeah.
That was pretty sick. I won't lie.
Fries
that was
Jean
pretty
Grey,
cool.
love that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry, what did you guys feel about the art? Because there were moments where faces were not great. Certain body parts felt
A lot
little,
of them were off.
yeah, like wonky and stuff.
No, off.
What do you mean?
They were gone.
Oh, that too. Yeah, that too.
I didn't love it, but I think Leonard Kirk does good work for the most part. Like, it wasn't the best, but it was serviceable. And I guess I don't want to be too critical, because there are a lot of moments that are super cool, like the moment you guys just referenced where Sabretooth is using Cyclops' face to murder the X-Men. Pretty sick. But it doesn't always hit. And so, just not the best at that. And you hate to see it for a number one. There are some cool moments. I really love this moment with Doug and Warlock, where Doug is like the lawyer or whatever, and Warlock is his briefcase. That was sick. Touches like that. But it wasn't the best.
I like the concept of a Krakoan hell essentially being a prison, because death doesn't really matter at this point. So where do the horrible people go? They go to this prison, which is essentially, because they're stuck in their own mindscape, hell. So we've gotten the kind of glimpses at what Krakoan heaven would be in Trial of Magneto and Way of X.
Trial of who?
Yeah, I don't know. He's not even in the book. So
Trial of who?
did I say Magneto?
Damn, I thought you would get it, man. I thought you would hit your Magneto butt.
Oh. I don't trust it'll work. I don't even. Let's see.
Yeah.
Nope, not working. Did you get it? You guys
I
got
heard it.
Yeah, we got
I
it.
didn't hear it, so.
Yo soy Magneto.
Okay, at least that worked.
Oh man, I saw someone type the name Magneto, but they were speaking in Spanish, and so it had that accent over it, and I lost it.
Where are you seeing people type about the X-Men in Spanish?
It doesn't matter. So yeah, I say pass with a strong possibility of the trade being worth it down the road. But for now, I cannot say that you need to buy this.
I'm a pass.
Wow, I'm gonna give this one more issue at least. I'm curious to see where this is gonna go. I think I like the concept, but I want to see it executed maybe better for issue 2 and like the continuation of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna personally buy it, but
Yeah.
I don't think I recommend it.
You sound like my friend that keeps buying Joker issues.
Yeah, I know a guy too who does
we know
that.
the same guy.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
That person can't be around. They'd be living in a dumpster somewhere. And
Matt says, bro got X-Men XXX on with Spanish subtitles. I think we almost had the director of that one on the long box when we did that, but
What?
Matt I had to shut it down. He tried getting Axel Braun on the show, who directed the Justice League porn parody. And
why?
I didn't know.
Why would you shut it down?
That's quality
I
content.
I thought it was early on, and I don't think our brand was there yet. Later on, I might have allowed it, but it was too early at that
Absolute
point.
coward.
Unbelievable. By the way, if you're watching this now on Twitch and you haven't yet, please do hit that follow button. It's absolutely free. Everyone watching right now should absolutely be a follower. Make sure you know when we're going live and all that jazz. And subscribe if you feel so inclined. We always appreciate that. Let's move on to the next book. Let's talk about Fantastic Four Reckoning War Alpha #1. That's a mouthful. And so is everything that Dan Slott types. All the verbiage, all the Dan Slott verbiage. So, of course, written by Dan Slott with art by Carlos Pacheco, Raphael Fonteres and Carlos Magno, with colors by Guru FX and letters by Joe Caramagna. Yeah, this was a lot of words. Maybe I'm just grumpy today, but like I opened up what page was it? Because there was a page where I was just like, whoa.
Bro, page 1.
Yeah, it was literally page 1. I was like, oh no.
You read this chronologically? How dare you?
I haven't read a Dan Slott comic book in a few months to a year. And I was just like, oh no.
When Val is looking out at the audience and she says, no, they're weapons. That's not standard Badoon tech. Trust me, the smartest girl in the world.
yeah.
It feels important. And she's looking out at the audience. I went, oh boy.
Yo, can I say I had fun with this book?
I'm thinking with you, Marco. I think we're on the same page with this one.
Like the first thing that like struck me was the art. I'm expecting, because this feels like a really big just event book or something, and so I was expecting more of a art style that along the lines of like a Stuart Immonen, whatever we're seeing on Devil's Reign. Like I was expecting more of that photorealistic, muscles on muscles, but this felt really cartoony, and that brought me in immediately, because I'm like, this is a different pace, this is a different style, and I dig that. Even the lettering, right? New Mord or the Oververse, whatever the fuck, right? Like it felt comic book goofy, and so I was down from the get-go. And the script, I don't know, it was pretty good. It gave me enough information. I wasn't lost. I was having a good time.
It gave you an encyclopedia of information.
It gave you all the information. Who are you right now?
Do you see what you guys did? You gave Marco Onslaught, and you totally skewed his whole perception on comic books.
This was good.
This is in my opinion, it's like good dumb superhero stuff. A little too much, but also not much to it at the same time.
This feels like an old Marvel event.
Yeah,
like something from like pre-Bendis.
Yeah, pre-Civil War is what I'm thinking. Before the modern event part of it. It's like, this brings me back to like Korvac saga sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been, so Slott's been seeding this book since his 2005 She-Hulk run, which is around the time of Civil War. So
has it not been? I think it was since before that.
It was either 2005 or 2003.
He's had this idea allegedly since he read the Fantastic Four in like 1970, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an editor's note back in She-Hulk Volume 2, Number 3, from Tom from 2005.
That's bananas.
Yeah, so he's seeded these things, and an Avengers Initiative. He has literally seeded it, because it's like been there, and we're like, oh, what is he going to talk about the Reckoning War?
Sean's so grumpy right now.
Because it's okay. It's it's not seeding if you just randomly throw out a reference to something that means nothing and an editor doesn't stop you. That's not seeding, because he had no way of knowing this would ever happen. He just did it to do it. That's not but
sometimes when you plant seeds, they don't always grow.
So you're telling me this guy
they don't. Not every. I'm looking at Marco.
No, okay.
He's giving me the what's it. I only grew up on a farm.
Like your ass planted shit.
I'm thinking like you're talking about the guy who lied to Marvel to get an internship, saying he was still in college. Like this is what Dan Slott does. He seeds things and hope nobody double checks it. Like,
listen, I actually, despite everything that I have said, I love Dan Slott. I think Dan Slott is one of the best at Marvel, and I think he really gets Marvel. And despite the fact that I opened this conversation in a negative way, I like this book in spots. But it feels like it will probably be a really good event. And it has a lot of the hallmarks for stuff like that I really dig. It feels important, but it's just extremely verbose, and I don't care about the Badoons. and I don't need you to repeat their name 50,000 times. And I don't care whose weapon it is. And like it's just a lot of like name dropping and like repeating stuff to force me to get it. And I would rather skip that and do something interesting. Like more of Spider-Man saving people. You know, more of whatever the Fantastic Four are going to go and do, which we got that. You know, I just feel like there's a lot of interesting things that could have happened. She-Hulk's bit, love that. That was great. Show me more of that.
But Sean, did you know about the war, the first war?
No. and by the way, I'm sure there's been 57,000 Marvel comics that feature the first war, and they're all different.
It started in 1964. This was the Watcher's origin.
So Dune?
The first war is the origin. It was in, I think, Fantastic Four, I believe.
What I meant was that there's probably 50,000 first wars that are all referencing different things.
I could probably name 50 from Thor alone.
And yeah, exactly.
But also, we're forgetting the one thing. They blew up the fucking moon. Like, I feel like that should be a bigger deal.
That who cares?
Somebody's like, hey, Reed, is that going to cause problems? Like, Reed's just, well, plenty of other planets don't have moons. I don't know.
But he didn't answer the question, right? He's like, plenty of other planets do, but does this one need it?
He did it, even though like most science supports that we kind of need the moon for a lot of things.
And you would think that the greatest scientific mind on Earth would know that and have a pretty direct answer.
Well, Kale knows that. He needs to know when to rotate the crops.
See, so I know a thing or two.
Yeah. The tide goes in, tide comes out. Can't explain that. You know, it's the moon.
Well, no, that's the Lord.
There was one moment I really appreciated where when we went into the overspace and the pages were all just widespread, and it was cool because they're a little bit cheeky with it, where right before Shiko goes, or maybe I can't, this is all a little bit over my head, and then we jump into the overspace, and then it's two really big wide panel, like wide pages, 2-page splashes, and then when we come back down, he's like in his way going back into physical space, and then we're just back on the ground, a single page, and doing whatever in Latveria. It was cheeky. It was cool. Good moments.
Are they wrestling?
It looks like
she's
it.
like, the way I thought it is like a wife trying to prevent her husband from choking at an Applebee's.
You think? I think it looks like a big sister doing the elbow thing to her.
Oh, I think Axel Braun directed that one you're talking about too.
Oh my god! What?
So
Matt,
Marco, if you like the
clarification on
overspace and stuff, Dan Slott's Silver Surfer is what this is tied into, which was drawn by Mike Allred. So,
oh, okay.
Yeah, that might be something you'd like.
There you go. Matt's telling me to read more comics. There you go, Matt.
Was that a reference to Marco?
I think it was a reference to I don't know. It's a little delayed at this point. I don't remember who that was a reference to. It might have been you, Sean, but I don't know as to what.
Listen, I agree I need to read more comics, but I've probably also read too many comics. So I don't know. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. We have to address it. It's not the moon. Forget the moon.
The moon.
Forget it. We don't need it. Reed Richards said it. It's fine. Let's talk about White Nick Fury.
Oh, yes, dude.
Yes, I'm calling him White Nick Fury because, as we all know, Nick Fury is black. Nick Fury is Samuel L. Jackson. I have not
black
seen...
Nick Fury.
Yeah. Wait, who played Nick Fury in the movie? The white version?
That's David Hasselhoff.
David Hasselhoff. Okay, so we're going to now refer to them as
fucking good.
David Hasselhoff and Samuel L. Jackson only. So David Hasselhoff is now bald, which was a development that I missed.
More like a Billy Zane now.
Billy Zane, who's that?
Ooh.
Oh, you don't know Billy Zane?
Good pull.
No.
It's a good actor.
The Phantom?
Yeah, the Phantom.
Ever see that pulp movie from the 90s?
Never mind. I thought everyone knew who he was in Zoolander.
The antagonist in Titanic.
Yes, he's the antagonist in Titanic. Yeah.
You guys watch movies. My man said Zoolander. Whoa. Yeah, so David Hasselhoff is back as now he's like the Watcher's like boy. He's his young boy. What's up with that?
This is the young lion of the Watch.
His young lion. Yeah, he's the young lion.
His intern. Yeah. Nick
How
Fury
the
should
mighty
wear-
have fallen.
Yeah, Nick Fury should be wearing the black trunks and be right in, cleaning up the ropes afterwards.
Boy, I wish I got that reference.
Yeah, this is over you guys.
wrestling
Sorry.
garbage. Yeah, I like him. I actually like David Hasselhoff because he flew too close to the sun. Like that's the story of White Nick Fury. He flew too close to the sun. He got too big for his britches, and now he's just like the lowest of the low, which is still pretty cool. Like you chill on the moon, but he's just like we said, he's a young lion. Like that sucks. He was the director of S.H.I.E.L.D.
But he's the unseen now. Isn't that like a step up?
I don't see that as a demotion. I feel like his demotion from the unseen to then the Watcher's number 2 is a bit of a demotion.
Herald of the
but
Watcher,
I don't think,
yeah.
he's the Herald of the Watcher. That's a pretty fucking big thing than Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So you get to be the herald of a dude who does nothing.
He
Like
watches.
that's
Watcher
not
gets
cool.
killed in this immediately.
Yeah.
Hold on. If you're
Again.
the herald of a dude that does nothing, what do you do?
Nothing.
less than nothing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the job I need.
We
are the
understand
benefits?
that, but David Hasselhoff appears to like being a spy and stuff, and he went from like all that to being just a bald dude on the moon. Like I don't know. That
Bro.
to me that's the most. I'd rather
Dude
be
is
chilling
sniping
with
the
Black
Fantastic
Widow.
Four riding on a comet. I think that's okay. That's a pretty good gig.
All right. Yeah.
Dental.
He is bald.
Yeah.
though.
Yes, Harris. I know. Original Sin is why I read Original Sin. I have regrets. It's okay.
Oh, I like that book.
No, I'm joking. I actually did like Original Sin. It was pretty cool how they paired off like very strange.
Bucky and Rocket
characters together.
Raccoon, I think.
That was
that
that
It's
was sick.
Bucky, Rocket Raccoon, and Moon Knight, or something like that.
I feel like that comic book low key inspired certain elements of Infinity War. How about that?
Oh yeah, there's little interactions there. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hate this. I thought it was pretty good, to be honest. I just really could have done with like 20% less dialogue. But yeah, the art was cool. I feel like when it needed to, it got huge and cosmic and crazy. But it also did the smaller moments really well.
So is this number 1 or is this like a 0 issue?
The way I think,
I think it's 1 and 0.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's its own thing. Then it spins off into Fantastic Four. And then I think there might be like tie-in minis or one-shots for it, and then there's probably an Omega. But I think most of the story is in Fantastic Four, if I'm right on that.
So Marvel has a system that they use for stuff like that, believe it or not. And we can find it in the books we just read, where they give you a checklist. Devil's Reign has it too. I think it might have been a good idea to put one in here. I don't know.
Okay, there isn't one, right?
Right. At least not in my copy.
Yeah. No, not in mine either.
Just says Fantastic Four, number whatever is next up.
Is anyone reading Fantastic Four here?
No.
I have only heard really good things about it. I know Matt recommended it, and I've heard other podcasts talking about it, and it's supposed to be very good. Specifically, I think the what was it? Doctor Doom's Wedding was a real good arc. I read the first arc, and it was popcorn comics, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't Hickman blow your pants off sort of thing, but it was like solid good comics. But I've heard real good things about it.
Okay, because I don't know this. I'm interested to follow the story actually. Matt, let me know if I should pick this up. You're reading that.
I do know they brought back Trauma from Avengers Initiative in it.
Like that.
Yeah, which is a deep cut, but my emo high school self loved that character. So, Matt says it's the only book he goes to his comic book shop for. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Is Matt digital only or digital primarily? Or
Depends
trade?
I think Matt's mostly a trade person, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think this was probably my book of the week.
Yeah.
Oh, I was joking earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
My book of the week.
Like, I was too confused by X Lives and didn't have much feeling for Sabretooth, and the book we're about to talk about was a book.
So it's a low bar.
Yeah, it's one of those weeks for me.
Okay. I think it was mine too, honestly.
I think mine's X Lives. I don't know what the hell y'all are talking about. Y'all wasting your polls.
I like how we're just saying it before we even get to Spawn, because none of us are going to pick Spawn as our book, and we understand that.
I was gonna do it, but then I was like, I can't defend that right now. I don't have it inside of me right now to defend that choice. I can't argue with you guys. What was your pick of the week? If you read your polls this week already, or whenever you get to them, let us know what your pick of the week is. And also, if there's a book that you want us to be reading that we are not, comics tag us. We're gonna get to our comics tag in a little bit after we review Spawn. Tag us with a book you want us to check out, and we will review it for you guys next week on the show. We're open to that as always. But let's talk about Spawn right now. Don't be fooled. This was definitely written by Rory McConville. And allegedly does not feature additional dialogue by Todd McFarlane.
Get out.
Oh.
He's not credited with it. So if this credit page is to be believed, Rory McConville did the script and plot, Carlo Barberi on art, Tom Orzechowski on letters, J. David Ramos on colors, and no Todd anywhere other than creative director. So this is a full Rory McConville jam.
Can we talk about the previously in section of this book? I don't know if you guys noticed it, but it's right at the bottom of the credits page, and it says, previously in Spawn, Haunt has returned, but with his savage attack on Spawn, whose side is he really on? Meanwhile, compare that to Reckoning War, which was like 3 paragraphs on that first page, plus like who knows how many images. What a difference.
All right, so I will defend Reckoning War on that front, because it does, like, the origins of that story go so far back that you kind of need like a little bit of knowledge to get the ground running. Like, if you don't know why Nick Fury is chilling with the Watcher, that's kind of rough. Whereas if you read Spawn, you probably know what just happened. I don't know.
Really? Because I read the last issue.
Yeah, but you don't care about it. You're probably
trying,
skipping pages, and
I skipped one page.
I skipped one page in this issue, and I think we probably all did it. Yeah, the news page.
I'm not
right?
gonna read that.
I did read that. I couldn't tell you what it said, but I did read it.
I can't do it, dude. I know every time we read Spawn, we get hate.
Yeah.
For something. We always get bashed for something, whether it's complaining about the news pages or complaining about the edgelordy nature of this thing. I don't care. Like, I'm not gonna read that news page. I don't care who wrote it. If Jonathan Hickman wrote a Spawn comic, I would not read the news page.
Well, that's just the X-Men info dumps.
He's got it with art. That's all.
Do I really need to read this though? Like you see that? Do I need to read that?
I have issues with it as a concept. It's mostly black. I don't like all the black space. I feel like you're wasting a page there. And then the text is super small. Like, I don't want to read it.
Yeah. Agreed.
I don't know who anybody is.
Really? Oh, well, you know Haunt, right?
I get Haunt's thing.
Oh, but you've never seen Haunt.
Well, and in the news page, they're talking about Senator Rollins. Don't know who that is. This, I guess he's a fallen angel. Is the vibe I got from the big angel that comes and threatens the pencil skirt ladies.
They're building an army.
Okay,
and yes, he is a. They've been doing this.
That's all.
They showed it last issue.
I sort of wonder if actually reading all the Spawn books is messing with us, because I can't keep track of anything.
Because they all so main Spawn is in 3 of the books, and then a lot of very similar things happen in each of the books. They're dealing with the same essential idea. The only one that's really different is Gunslinger Spawn.
Mhm.
So that's fair.
Wait, is Gunslinger Spawn different than the Scorched? I'm so lost.
He's in the Scorch. The Scorch is the team. He's a part of that.
The Spawn team,
Yeah.
the team where
Scorched
Spawn
is
is,
the team. Okay.
Yeah.
the
okay.
Gunslinger Spawn, the Knight Spawn, the
We got-
50s mobster Spawn.
We got
Spawn,
Wizard
Spawn,
Spawn in this one. We got
50 Shades of Spawn.
Benedict Arnold Spawn in this one.
You know what? I'm thumbing through this. Actually, I think I like this. This is pretty good.
Shit. Give me
This is
Lucha
pretty
Libre
good.
Spawn. I'll read that book.
Okay.
That's a concept. It's happened. It must have happened. Come on, it's
just
a
like,
Spawn book.
like just demons in Mexico. Come on, Lucha Spawn.
It's
Do we
fine.
have any Spawn fiends listening right now who have that Rolodex of knowledge about whether or not there's been a Lucha Spawn?
But
It's definitely
I'm also-
happened in Hellboy.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'm with
Hellboy story.
Kale though. Like, I feel like this is name drop the book, because I feel like they're constant. There's too many characters, and there's too many white people. like it's they all look like, okay, that sounded wrong, but like all the characters are like drawn the same, and like there's no, when they're in their, quote unquote human form, there's nothing definitive or specific about them. Like,
First of all, Tyler, I love you so nearly buried yourself, and you pulled yourself out of that. That was good. I can tell you have, you've got it. But second of all, I don't agree. We know who Cagliostro is, right? We all know who that is, right?
That's the guy from the movie,
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
the hobo guy from the movie.
Yeah.
Danny
Okay,
DeVito.
No.
No, Danny DeVito's not even in Spawn the movie.
Wait.
You're thinking of
Danny DeVito. Are you thinking of John Leguizamo?
Who plays the clown guy?
John
Leguizamo, who is
You're
kneeling
telling
the
me
entire
that
time.
Danny DeVito looking motherfucker isn't Danny DeVito?
No,
Not even
that's-
close.
That's
No,
Luigi
sir.
Mario.
Woohoo.
Wait, Luigi Mario?
Oh yeah, in the Super
Louis-
Mario Brothers movie, their last name is Mario.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what's Mario's last name?
Mario.
Also Mario. His name is Mario. Mario.
You're telling me
No
his
way.
name is Mario Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
yeah.
Mario.
Yeah.
Incredible. God, I
Um,
love the 80s.
So, I don't know. I thought this was pretty enjoyable. Maybe it's my book of the week. I don't know. I don't like Spawn's dialogue very much, but I like everybody else's. I feel like there are stakes here. The stuff that's happening matters. I like Haunt's involvement. I love that Spawn has this past as an operative, and he went through all this stuff. And I'm sure that if you read earlier Spawn books, that stuff matters more, but I'm glad it still gets referenced. And I'm still into the angels and demons and God and hell aspect of this whole thing. That works for me.
I want more of that though, because that was the cool part. Like when Rory joined the book, like we had that moment where they're all fighting and they're planning and plotting, and that was cool because it was engaging. I want more of that. This is just a lot of talking, dude. Like we get the action at the beginning. Cygor's here, which is fucking cool.
I
But,
was
like,
excited for Cygor. I was like,
Yeah, I
Haunt
love
and
Cygor.
Cygor on the same page? Okay, he might got me. And then they went to a news page like 2
Then
pages
he's like, no,
afterwards.
go take a nap, Mr. Gorilla.
Yeah.
Sleep well,
Bring the
Mr.
giant
Bubbles.
cyborg gorilla with you to attack some angels. Nah, that's fine.
But like otherwise, it's talking heads, and it just slows this whole thing down. There's
Don't you smear the talking heads by relating them to Spawn.
no, they're good.
Yeah,
Talking heads are good. These are talking heads though.
Fair.
And it just slows the book down. Like the pace. I think that's why everything feels the same, because there's so much talking involved and there's not a lot of action, which seems counterintuitive for a Spawn book.
It's weird that you say that, because I don't agree. I feel like this issue and the last one are outliers, and mostly these books feature a ton of action. In fact, last year we were complaining that the Spawn books were too action heavy, but like the Scorched was all action for the most part. Gunslinger Spawn does nothing but shoot people. King Spawn featured action that involved school bombings or whatever. There's like a lot of action.
That action? Would you consider that action?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like good, but it's like I'm not even a critique. It's just not good that would happen. But it's
Yo, Sean's like chained up polar bear. Nah, school bombing. There we go.
All right, whoa.
Sounding like the WWF over here.
Don't even put that out there.
He's big into Civil War. That's why.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Civil War bombing was a false flag operation, though. So let's.
Oh, you're heading into territory that I cannot follow, dude. I can't go there with you.
Can I just ask you guys a question? So I mentioned Lucha Spawn. What spawns would you want to see? If like you can, if you can pretend you were Todd McFarlane in that stall as he's dictating these things to Rory McConville, what would you tell him?
We're in random question of the week territory right now.
Oh man, I want to say Cowboy Spawn. We already have Cowboy Spawn.
Gunslinger Spawn, right? Isn't that the same thing?
Yeah, kind of. And there's already a Samurai Spawn.
Jetpack Spawn.
Okay.
Ooh,
like an Adam
I like
Strange
that.
kind of a pulp sci-fi Spawn.
Yeah, but worse.
I mean, I think that's just Spawn in general. It's just you got to add that to the end.
Cosmic Spawn.
That's good.
Okay, like Nova Corps Spawn.
Yeah.
Well, that's Scorched.
Not quite.
Well,
I'm not sure we know what Scorched is yet.
Murphy says Axel Braun Spawn.
Axel Spawn. There we go.
What about, this is so stupid, like just a group of spawns that are musicians, that are like an 80s hair band.
Spawn to Men.
Where their tentacles are a part, their like suits are a part of the show. They just put on a rager, a band.
That's
okay,
pretty cool.
okay. Spinal Tap Spawn. All right.
I'd read it.
Spinal Tap.
There we go.
Done deal. Book it.
Because I know Todd listens to the show, so that's why I wanted to get those ideas out there.
Oh yeah, we want to see them produce. Yeah.
I want to see those as action figures. Really, let's be real here.
There dinosaur Spawn yet?
Gotta have been.
I mean, not in our reading, but in the past, maybe someone who's got more Spawn knowledge than us can let us know.
Ooh,
Now,
Kaiju Spawn. Okay, that was mine.
Okay. It took you long enough to come up with that, but you got it eventually.
my question is, and this is my last thought about the book, other than pull it. My question is, does anyone know what these pages are yet? Like,
I was gonna ask you. No.
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
It's a lead up to the debut of Chris Jericho in the Spawn books.
The Millennium Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pull it. It should be my book of the week, but I won't go back. I don't know. I love
really,
it.
you saying pull the Spawn book?
Yep. Like, if you would like Spawn, you already know that, right? Like, I'm not talking to the average person. I'm talking to that person who kind of like wants to be in the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Who likes what Spawn is about. We get it. You know, I'm with those people. I think this book is good for what it is.
I gotta say, Spawn fans, they're built differently, man. Like, there's something about them.
People.
No, there's nothing about them. And I'm going to tell you something, Tyler, okay?
Okay, yes. Yeah.
We have a listener named, I think their name is Nihilus, right?
Okay.
And they're in our Discord. And they said that they made a comment about how people are always saying that Spawn fans need therapy and all this stuff.
I'm saying everyone needs
And I agree with that. Spawn fans don't need it more than other people, though. That's what I'm saying.
They release their inhibitions through Spawn.
Right. And so in 2022, what we're not going to do, what we're going to put away is hatred for Spawn fans. Embrace everybody and don't denigrate anybody.
That's right. We're not here to
Denigrate.
keep.
Everybody.
Kale is an equal opportunity denigrator.
And that feels appropriate for Tyler, so I'll allow it. But yeah, I say pull it.
Drop this with the enthusiasm of Orange Cassidy.
So not enthusiastic at all.
Whoa.
Just wait, Marco with the wrestling reference. Throwing
First
Sean
of all,
off.
a wrestling reference. Second of all, an AEW reference. Third of all, you didn't even get it right,
That's
Marco.
why he was
You're
trying to figure out-
banished.
He was trying to
Why?
figure out his.
Send
He's not
Marco.
enthusiastic.
Send
He's just
Marco
gonna
to the
drop it.
pit.
The
Send him to the
Krakoa.
pit.
Marco goes
The
right in
Krakoa for
Krakoa.
Marco. Slap him in the Krakoa.
Slide me in, boys.
You and Sabretooth getting down in the
Hey
pit.
man, you know what? He's
Probably a good
anything
wingman, honestly.
he's
No,
anything like Logan.
No, Sabretooth is gonna make you his bitch.
Yo, I feel like
Yeah.
Sabretooth's the kind of guy who always wants to like double team, even though it's like you're not really into that sort of thing, but he always asks.
Why?
It's the vibe I get. It's just a certain vibe. So Matt says therapy strictly for Savage Dragon readers. I agree.
Apparently, Sabretooth readers too.
Shenron said Spawn fans really built different.
That's not a knock. They're just built different.
All right. I'm trying to get that movie. That's what I want.
Oh, thank you, Beck915 for the gifted sub.
Thank you. That's a wonderful person right there that just did that. A person that I will see soon. Harris says new business idea: Krakoa branded lube.
Oh boy! All right, you got to read
all
these
right.
before you read them on the show, Sean. We talked about this yesterday.
Whoops. Yeah, I'm not even gonna finish that. So
Good
instead,
idea, though.
Krakoa branded lube, you can finish.
So pull it, pass, trade. Before you
I
move
can't
on.
say pull it after those past sentences. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
This boy.
Yeah, this isn't even for me. This wasn't even a good issue of Spawn. So I
will maintain the art is still pretty good.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I mean,
That's the
come
best part.
Yeah.
You didn't even talk about Carlo Barbary.
I will give it a knock because I am still noticing issues with lettering placement. There were a couple ones where like the tail of the bubble was way too far from the person speaking, or it was throwing me off and I couldn't really tell where it was coming from. Specifically, there was one where he's talking to Haunt, and Haunt's, brother voodoo guy in the background is like talking, but like the word bubble is like way down on the page and I couldn't tell that was him originally. But like, it's one of those things where like bad lettering like that, I don't notice when it's good, but I start noticing it when it's bad.
Yeah.
And if I'm
That's
noticing
kind of-
it,
yeah.
there's something going on there.
It's kind of the thing with lettering, right? Is that it's something that mostly goes unnoticed until it's a problem, and I hate that about lettering. Or I hate that we talk about lettering that way. So I do wish we would talk about it more when it's good. But your point stands. Let's get into Comics Tag. So last week, Kale was tagged by Tyler. So why don't you let us know how that went?
Yeah, so I was tagged to read the X-Cellent, the new one from Peter Milligan, Michael Allred, and Laura Allred. It seems like it's just and oh my god, Tyler, that's incredible.
No, the comics tag thing I made.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I can show you guys off stream that later.
It seems like it's straight out of Ecstatics.
Yeah.
Which I'm not generally the type of person that will complain about being lost in a number one. But boy, I had no idea who the fuck anybody was. For a book about mutants and people who look weird, they didn't do anything.
That's Ecstatics for you.
So I had a hard time with this. I had a hard time with this. I feel like there were a lot of references that I got, but it didn't feel connected to anything. Nobody did anything, and overall, it just kind of it felt just like a weird book to make a weird book.
Sounds
What?
about right.
I mean,
It has Mike Allred art.
There you go.
That I can't complain about. That dude makes a slick costume. I mean, the costumes in this book are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I gave you that. I gave you this book strictly for the all red art. I feel like it's right down your jam.
Red, man. Ooh. Yeah. So, I can't necessarily say I had a good time. But I mean, it certainly could have been worse.
Does it make you interested to get to X-Statix down the line?
I think I would try X-Statix.
Okay.
Maybe for a little more context.
Yeah.
I'm
hoping this means they'll reprint it now that this book is out, because I don't think it's in print currently, or at least the omnibus definitely isn't in print anymore. But maybe some like soft covers or hard covers they can start reprinting.
I think some of it is on Unlimited.
Oh yeah, it should definitely be on there.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was the X-Cellent.
Do you recommend?
I would say if you've read X-Statix, it's probably good for you. Or if you're just into trying fucking whatever.
I think the way the book's even marketed as if you are an X-Statix fan, this is what you've been waiting for. Like, that's how it's been marketed.
Yeah. So not overall.
So it's marketed at Tyler and Harris.
I think in like the past decade or so, X-Statix has become like a cult classic.
Yeah, that is true.
So I think this is them trying to capitalize on it a little too late. But also, this book was announced, 3 or 4 years ago? I think this was announced before the Krakoa stuff. Do they even get to that at all in this, Kel?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't expect them to. Okay. I just haven't gotten to it yet. So.
All right. Well, Kale, now you are bestowed with power. You have the power to tag one of us, a community member, whatever you want to do. It's your floor, man. Your show.
I am going to, for once, and boy, the blessing that you should feel, because I almost used it for evil. I'm going to use this tag for good this once.
Whoa.
Sean, I want you to read Black Sad.
I have no idea what that is.
So Black Sad is basically it's an old school Disney animal film, Jungle Book, those types, Robin Hood, etc. Set in a crime noir world. It's like if Brubaker did an animal Disney film.
What?
Yeah. Huh. So the one I'm gonna recommend is Black Sad: A Silent Hell. This one is from July of 2012.
Black Sad: A Silent Hell. All right.
Yeah.
I feel like that's my life.
But if you have trouble with it, just grab a Black Sad. They're all pretty self-contained.
Okay. All right. I will accept that challenge, and I will report back next week with my thoughts, and then I will tag someone else. So thank you very much, Kale. Hopefully I do enjoy it. Matt Murphy says it's Brubaker does Zootopia. That sounds crazy.
I think you'll be super into it.
Harris hops in that book?
Yeah, dude.
Oh man, I gotta read that then.
Harris says Sean is likely to like that pick. Why do you say that? I would love to know. By the way, like I said earlier, if you guys want to tag us, absolutely feel free. You don't have to be watching live on Twitch to do it, but wherever you're listening to us, just give us a tag, whatever you want us to read. Oh, Marco holding up that Black Sad.
That looks like my cat.
That's the first one, I think.
That's
is your cat a smoker?
Chain smoker.
Spirit.
All right. Well, let's get into the pals pulls for the week. before we close out, let's end on a high. Let's talk about our pals pulls this week.
Yeah, so the first pals polls I have is Sean with Devil's Reign number 4.
Oof, man, Devil's Reign has been hot fire. I can't even believe that issue 4 is coming out so fast. I felt like that couldn't have been correct. But yeah, we're on issue 4. This has been tremendous. Chip Zdarsky really understands the assignment with this one. Marco Cicchetto also very, very much bringing that Civil War vibe, that mid to late 2000s Marvel energy that I thrive off of, and if I could live in that time, I would. So whenever there's a comic that brings that back, I'm here for it. By the way, I'm waiting for the time when that era becomes in again. You know how like we're doing like 90s stuff now, where it feels like all like half of Marvel's publishing line is something referencing the 90s. I'm waiting for that.
You mean the Ben Reilly book that's currently out?
Ben Reilly. What else? The X-Men Legends book.
Maestro.
Maestro 92.
The new Fantastic Four book that just got announced.
Right. Yeah. The new Fantastic Four or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm here for Devil's Reign.
And he also had 10 deaths, X deaths of Wolverine, number 2.
So we're only 1 issue into X deaths and 2 into X lives, and deaths feels like the more interesting book. The premise is more clear, and we understand, I think, what's happening more. I really can't wait to see what's up with that phalanxed out Wolverine that we saw. Is it from the future? Is it a fusion of Wolverine and Krakoa? Like, I don't know. But it's a mystery that is being supported and held up by the rest of the book being so solid. So I'm very excited for that.
Yep. And then we had Marco with Apache Delivery Service number 2.
Let's go. Before I get into that, Kale, I wanted to show you this because I actually got the book signed and drawn. I got like a little sketch inside it.
Oh, that's so
I know where you live.
And the thing is, they're Spanish, right? So people who were going there couldn't communicate. So I walked up, like speaking English, and they're like, trying to struggle to say hello, whatever. I had a full on like 10, 15-minute conversation with them. Very cool dudes.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So anyway, Apache Delivery Service. This is Tyler Jenkins, Matt Kint, and I love this duo. Hillary Jenkins on colors. This is the duo for me. Every time they put out a book, we reviewed the first issue. Everybody else was really high on it, except for me.
Except you.
That's right.
But I'm back. I'm on it. I want to see this through because he usually has something to say, and I think the way that it's communicated in the art, Jenkins is usually trying new stuff with his style, and so I love to see the experimentation. And I'm down to see where this book goes and what it's all about.
Nice.
Marco, you also had Suicide Squad Blaze number 1, book 1.
Yep.
I should say.
So this is the same team that did the first arc or two of the Constantine book. This is
Hellblazer.
Hellblazer,
most recent run, yeah.
Simon Spurrier, Aaron Campbell, and Jordi Belair. That is a fucking team, boys. And actually, Matt shouted out earlier as one of his picks, I believe. And the one I saw that creative team, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. I don't care what it is. Those 3 on a book, I'm picking it up. I don't know what this is about. The cover looks cool, so I'm picking it up.
That was the best Constantine run in recent memory. It is fantastic.
Yeah, it's
and
really
then them
good.
pivoting to a Suicide Squad book, and I believe this is a Suicide Squad book where it's the movie team, quote unquote, is now training a new Suicide Squad. I think that's the premise.
Yeah.
Which, hey, new characters that they can kill off unexpectedly, so
yeah,
it's also Black Label, so they can really do whatever they want with this. So yeah, I'm with you on this.
And that's the advantage, I think. It being Black Label, they can do whatever they want. So free reign.
Can't put penises.
Well,
Nope.
Can't do that.
Not everything.
More Peacemaker.
Yeah, I mean,
More
they got King
Peacemaker.
Shark. Maybe King Shark has like a cloaca, right? I don't know how that works. So I had Secret X-Men number 1. This is the one shot featuring all the losers from the last X-Men vote, the X vote. And they're doing some secret stuff. I don't know. I just like how it's just a ragtag group of weird characters. This is the first time ever that I've seen Marrow front and center on a Marvel comic book cover.
Probably the last time, too.
And like, honestly, I've never read a Marrow book. All of my Marrow knowledge is her combos in MVC2. Like, that's all I know how to do. So seeing her front and center, the fact that Cannonball and Sunspot are in this, like, I really like these weirdo characters. Boom Boom, strong guy. Yeah, this is a ragtag group of X-Men, which I like, and it's a one shot, so maybe it doesn't matter. And then I also had the Justice League 2022 annual. Yeah, it's a Bendis Justice League. So take for that what you will. It's, I think, his last hurrah, or it might be. It's definitely his last annual, but it might be his last Justice League book too. I forget. But this is the beginnings of Justice League versus Legion. None of that stuff excites me. What excites me is that Sanford Green is on art. And I really enjoy Sanford Green. So seeing him on a Justice League book is not the type of book I would expect Sanford Green to be on. Just from like, is it a fit? I don't know. But also like, it just doesn't seem like something DC would want on their big Justice League annual book. But I know him and Bendis have a good working relationship. So I'm excited for that alone. So yeah,
I've never heard of this artist, but that cover, really good.
That's what you should expect in it. Sanford Green did a Heroes for Hire book way back when with who's the guy that does stuff with Bendis? They made Naomi together.
Yeah. It's oh god, his name is on the tip of my tongue. It's not David Walker. It's
No,
David
it is
Mack?
David Walker.
It is David Walker.
It is
Okay,
David
thank
Walker,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, David
You got
Walker. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
that Heroes for Hire run is really good too.
oh,
Marco,
dude,
so.
it's so good.
Yeah.
This cover alone, I really like this guy's style.
Yeah, it's good. It's super stylized. Again, like not mainstream comics really, especially Justice League.
No.
And then Kale, you had Monkey Meat #2. Kale with the monkey meat.
So Marco had us read it.
Right away.
Marco had us read this when the first issue came out, and we were supposed to. We didn't for whatever reason. I did, and it's a weird ass book. Junie Ba has got something cooking here. I don't know what it is.
Monkey teeth.
Yeah. It's like Indiana Jones style. Like
fucking spoilers, guys. God damn.
Yeah.
Man.
What do they call it? Sopa de Macao? Like, is that like a thing? Is that like monkey stew or something they eat some places?
I don't know, man.
No,
Wait,
no. I thought
did
you
you
guys
like-
spoke Spanish? All right, whatever. It's fine. I look like an idiot. Keep going, Marco.
Did you like the first issue that much?
It's weird.
It's yeah.
I'm interested to see what the hell's going on. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It feels like Willy Wonka meets the greatest game. You know, the story where the man,
Just
the
a
rich
hunt.
guy invites a bunch of people to his island and hunts them.
I can
That's
see
what
the
it feels
Willy,
like, a combination of those two, and it's weird.
Definitely the Willy Wonka aspect of it. Just like this guy's taking you on a tour of this factory and island and all this stuff. I wasn't sure about picking up issue 2, but if you do it, I'll do it.
Okay.
I'm with Matt. He highlighted his comment and just said, "Ayo, you have to you have to. That's obligatory. If
Okay, I
you're
got a question
from,
for you.
yeah,
You pulling the monkey meat next week?
my favorite thing about that is that you couldn't even say that without laughing.
Hey, yo, this dude's pulling monkey meat. Shit.
Oh my
I will say
god!
the art's kind of giving me some Samurai Jack vibes there on the cover. I don't know anything about this book.
Yeah.
Is that a fair?
Like a dirty Samurai Jack. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Whoa! I thought we were
No,
joking
not like
about the
that.
monkey
no,
meat.
No.
I didn't think this shit was.
He's like
Oh.
gritty. I think.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Yeah.
I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I thought you were going to talk about what Harris is talking about, which was Monkey Prince, but then I was like, wait, that came out this
That
week.
came out this week.
Monkey
Yeah.
Right.
meat. Monkey meat.
Monkey Meat. I didn't.
Yeah.
I'd rather read about the Monkey Prince, not the Monkey Meat. The Monkey Glizzy. That's not what I signed up for.
I have control here. I'm Sean. You're and so, and Kale, on the most opposite end of the spectrum, you have Legion of Superheroes Before the Darkness, Volume 1.
Yeah, so this is just another collection of old Legion of Superheroes stories. This section of collections features the stuff that sets up the Great Darkness Saga, which I think is it sets up Darkseid in the future. I don't remember the ramifications. I don't know if it's his origin or if it's like that's where he comes from.
Is the Darkness Saga, that's the one that everyone talks about, right?
Yeah, that's the big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So these are the issues that set up all that. And I love the Legion, especially old Legion, because it's got a real soap opera vibe that I'm just here for. So yeah, Legion of Superheroes all day, man.
I feel like your bread and butter is like the young DC superheroes.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I hate teenagers.
You work in a toy store.
Man.
I get it. I get it.
A lot of contradictions.
This is when Lightning Lad was white, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Pre-Bendis.
That was the thing. Yeah, pre-Bendis. Okay. All right. So those are what we're pulling. This one of us is three of us are pulling comics. One of us is pulling Monkey Meat. But
no,
those are the Cal's pulls. We should just do Monkey Meat next week. We should talk about it.
We should. Whoa! Hey, yo, bro, can you watch how you say these things?
One of us might fuck with Monkey Meat if we actually.
Oh my god, dude! He's trying to get us demonetized.
Blame Junie Ba. Like that's.
I'm blaming Tyler Olson.
Fair. They should have named the
wow.
monkey Schmeat. Like that's.
Oh. We can't continue this. We have to end the show to stop Tyler. We cannot continue. Thank you guys for tuning in. So much appreciated. Make sure before you leave that you subscribe. Wherever you're listening to, there's a subscribe button for something. I promise you. Follow, leave us a rating, a review, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, doesn't matter. There's a way you can help us out. We appreciate it no matter how you go about it. Head on over to Twitch if you're listening to this off Twitch and hit that follow button. Subscribe if you feel so inclined. Join us if you can. Come hang out. Every Wednesday at 6, we go live for Pals Pulls. Saturdays at 10, we go live for the main show, the Comics Pals. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Until next week, take care, guys.
See ya.
See you next week.
Tyler, you son of a bitch.
I'm gonna end it when you say you son of a bitch. That's where I'm gonna end the episode.